Hello and welcome to Booktube Evolution. And I'm kind of snickering because I'm thinking I've been having chats with people about Underworld, and of course, there's an Underworld evolution. So, no, this isn't a scary type of evolution tag. This was created by Jack over at Spread Book Joy, and it was perfect when I saw it because although I'd been on YouTube for a couple of years, I only just stumbled into this amazing booktube community in January 2024, and that was thanks to Reney from Beyond Books. She subbed to my channel, left a comment. I went and checked out her channel, and from there I met Greg at another bibliophile, Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics, and it's just spiraled out to an amazing journey and meeting people like Jack and so many others throughout the year. So I never did the BookTube newbie tag, and by the time I'd even heard of such a thing, I figured it was a bit too late to do it. So I decided BookTube evolution was perfect. So number one, extinction. Are there things you used to do on your channel that you no longer do? One, I'm willing to bet most people haven't noticed. It's been at least a month since I have said like or subscribe anywhere in my content or comments on my videos. I actually stopped doing that partly as a giggle to see if anyone would even notice, and two, because I figured if you've been on YouTube for more than 2 weeks, you already know the drill. And for myself, when I go to watch videos, the first thing I do is hit the like button and watch the whole video. But as I'm watching the video, I'm also typing out comments so there's things I don't forget. So I already like and comment and I'm subscribed. So it's taken care of. I just figure a lot of people on YouTube know the drill the same. And yeah, I really wish I had $1 for every time I've heard like, comment, or subscribe because man, I'd be loaded. It would be awesome. Another thing that I don't do is have the name of my channel, which used to be Elaine Online. I had a cute little intro. And then handles came out. And someone out there in the land of YouTube has the handle Elaine Online. So I figured to make life easy, I would just change the channel name, have the handle the same, and thus was born Cobalt Dragon. Two things I love, the color of cobalt and dragons. That's pretty much the biggest changes, I think, on the channel, other than not being quite so intimidated about being in front of the camera. So I sound a lot more like myself than I used to. Number two, adaptation. What things have you done on your channel or as a result of being on BookTube that you never thought you would do? So again, I'll go back to YouTube in general because at the moment that's the bulk of my experience. And being on camera is item number one. If I had known how to do editing and been better with editing skills, I wouldn't be sitting in front of the camera right now. But as luck would have it, I didn't have those skills or abilities, so now I get to do fun things like wear jingle headbands and the rest of it, and it just makes it a bit more fun. I never thought I'd set up reading themes, and although those connect partly with my channel and helps keep me a bit focused, it's just not something I ever did. I'm very much a mood reader. I still am a mood reader, but the reading things help me get a little more organized in terms of planning my reading and in terms of making sure I have content. Buddy reads are new to me. I thank Dave and Vin, Book Blather, and Revenant Reads for our first buddy read together of The Handmaid's Tale. It was a very enjoyable experience. I've done a buddy read with Read by Fred on the UFO phenomena, which was fun. I've done a buddy read with Bad from Bad as Rad. We just read Salem's Lot together. I have a few more buddy reads coming up. In fact, Ven and I are planning to start in January The Wheel of Time. Yes, the entire series, looking at one book a month. We have a few other people already signing up to join with us, and I'll talk more about that as we have more details. Book events are another one, and like many booktubers, I found I have to narrow that down a bit. I love the events. They're books I'm interested in that I can read off my shelves. But if you get into too many of them, then other things get out of whack. So it's finding that balance between buddy reads and book events. Tags are another thing new to me, which I've had a lot of fun doing those and catching up. Live streams are something I never considered doing, quite frankly. I just didn't see myself in that role. Then YouTube changed things and you could start doing lives after 50 subs. I wanted to be sure I had at least 100 before I was going to start doing that because I didn't want the number to dip. As you know, numbers go up and down on YouTube. I had emailed Dan, World of Mr. Gray, and Mark Dead Cold. It was about mentioning them, I believe, in a video, and that's all my email said. And suddenly within 2 days, because bless them, they'd put out these lovely community posts, and their community came over, and suddenly there I was, over 100 subs. So the 3 months I thought it would take, if not longer, suddenly became 2 days, and I guess I better start this live stream thing, which I did, and it was fun. For the longest time, it was just JP and I, and yeah, I really miss him. I don't know what happened, and that's the other challenge with YouTube. You don't always get information about what's going on with your subscribers, but I haven't seen him at any other channels either. So yeah, we miss you, JP, and hope you're doing well. And evolution is number 3. How has BookTube changed you, and what do you aspire to do on your channel in the future? Again, this is a combination YouTube, BookTube answer. I mean, I'm always trying to make better videos in terms of quality and content, whether that's the information that I've conveyed, the amount of research I do for some things, finding what people are enjoying listening to and coming by for. Still plugging away in terms of reading my personal library, and that was a goal that I set for myself in January 2022, a few months before I actually started uploading videos. I'm still plugging away on that. It's something I may possibly never fully end up doing because, of course, as this past year, I've been having a blast going to my thrift store, finding a lot of great books. 34, no, probably 36 or 37 now that have been rebuys that silly me unhauled years ago. But I'm having fun going through and reading my personal library as well, partly for me and partly for content on the channel. I've made connections around the world, and it really is kind of mind-blowing just how quickly things gathered momentum and speed this past year, certainly since making the BookTube connections. So now there are people, many people in America that I've been getting to know. There are people over in England and just all over the world. So it's been wonderful, as well as meeting fellow Canadians in different parts of the country. So I'm really enjoying that aspect of it and getting to learn more about different places and all of that. as far as the channel, I mean, my big thing is to share the love of reading, have conversations about books, different genres of books, as well as doing some note taking and that type of thing. So if people are looking for how to keep track of things, for me, it's not really so much the annotating. That to me is just step number one, and then I do other things with the material from that. So I really enjoy books and how to make those connections in everyday life, whether it's fiction and the different themes or whether it's nonfiction and information. I really enjoy all of that aspect. Personally, I tend to look for the smaller channels because I find that it's the little YouTubers who like to engage, support, be encouraging. So those are the channels I typically try and find and subscribe to, especially if they have at least 10 or more videos so that I can get an idea of, is this a channel I'm going to follow? And for me, that's important because I'm aware that if you have a lot of subscribers but not many viewers, that doesn't go well with YouTube. And instead of pushing your videos out, no matter how amazing they may be, YouTube will notice that you have a lot of subs, but if those subs aren't coming back to view your content, that can actually hurt your channel. So I'm very aware of when I'm subbing that that's going to be a channel I follow. I may not watch every single video that content creator makes because, like everyone else, there are only so many hours in the day. There are a number of channels that I follow, so I try to check out as many of their videos as I can and really focus on content that I'm looking for, books I may be interested in, book hauls I always enjoy because there's lots of great suggestions, TBRs, there's a lot of different things I look for. But I guess the key point there is that it's a channel I'm going to keep going back to so that I'm actually helping that content creator, not hurting them in terms of analytics and YouTube promoting their video. The other, in terms of what I'm aspiring to, is just trying to continue being a light that shines bright. So it isn't that I'm not aware of what's going on in the world or the challenges, both in my own community and in so many other places. And there's a lot of things I could rant on about and put pieces together and just, yeah, rant. But I don't want to do that. That's not what I want my channel to be about. There are plenty of channels out there where people are expressing their viewpoint. I don't see anything wrong with that. I can't get caught up in it. I live with a couple of physical conditions that flare up and go wild because of stress. So if I allow that to enter into who I am and what I'm putting out, then that doesn't help me. It means that I have a few difficult days ahead because if things flare up, that impacts my mobility. So for me, the channel stays light and positive. It's not that sometimes I don't talk about things that are serious or that I don't express an opinion. It's just I really want to focus on helping to uplift, empower, and encourage people. Yeah, that's the best way I can think of putting it. Number 4 is the bonus prompt. Impart your words of wisdom to all of the fledgling booktubers out there. Well, I don't know if I have words of wisdom because if you've noticed, I'm still a dinky small channel after 2.5 years. So what I do is not going to like blow up your channel or anything like that. But for me, it's about continuing to believe in yourself, that you have something to share, that you can make a difference and make this a more positive and better world for all of us. Know that your first few videos, if you're just starting, are not going to be spectacular, but you keep uploading and practicing anyways, because it's only through that process you're going to get better. YouTube is looking for interactions, not sub counts. YouTube really doesn't care how many subs you have, unless you're trying to be monetized, and that's where you need that 500. Everything after that is gravy. But in terms of getting your videos out there, what YouTube wants to see are likes and comments, letting them know that people are interacting with and interested in your content, as well as the analytic of returning viewers. So if you're interested in building that community and building a channel, then focus on that. Subs, yes, are important. Yes, kudos to everyone who has passed the 1,000 sub mark, because I do know from watching the how-to YouTube channels, the number of creators who make it to 1,000 plus are in the minority. And part of it's, yes, competition and getting videos out there and the rest of that. But the other part is because sadly, a lot of people give up before they actually make it. So if you're having fun and you're enjoying the experience, let go of that sub count and just keep going forward, because someday it's going to be great. You just have to wait. The other big thing is focus on evergreen content. In other words, content that people can enjoy a month from now, 5 months from now, or 5 years from now. Because as new viewers come and check out your content, that's what they're going to be going back to watch. So if it's evergreen and always relevant, that's a bonus, because like I say, as people come in, they can go back and check that out. And that's the type of content that I try to focus on. It's why I also try and focus on books that, they may be older, but people are still checking them out and reading. And I try to just keep 1 or 2 books per video, because then it doesn't get too bogged down with too many books and not very much detail. So I guess my final piece there is find your people, which I'm thankful I did come starting in January 2024 with the Booktube community, and build your community from there. Get to know other content creators, get to know your viewers, and keep reaching out and networking and trying different things. And most of all, like I say, don't give up just before you're about to succeed, because you'll end up wondering, could it have been? And balance. Don't burn yourself out and go gangbusters crazy all the time and expect to see, big numbers or whatever, because that doesn't happen for everybody. And that isn't about quality of content or the creator. There are a lot of different factors that go into what happens with different channels. So be yourself, have fun, and if you're having fun and enjoy it, continue with it. But also remember to keep that balance between life and YouTube. Number 5 is to tag some people. On this one, I'm going to say, if you're watching this and you want to share with the Booktube YouTube community what your evolution has been, then I would love to see your responses to this and hear about the different changes other content creators have made and their focus as well. So be sure to tag me in your video so I can come and see your responses. And until next time, remember, keep growing, keep tippy-toeing out of that comfort zone, and take good care.